Welcome to today's topic. We are going to be talking about a very common myth when it comes to your body and your nutrition. And that myth is that it's your genetics preventing your body composition goals. So for those of you who are new to me, I'm Heather McConaughey. I'm a nutritionist. I used to be a former registered nurse, and I specialize in nutrition that helps women achieve their body composition goals. So that could be fat loss, that could be losing fat and building muscle, it could be simply building muscle, it could be gaining fat. All of those are body composition goals. Now, a lot of people want to lose fat, and so we're going to dive a little bit more into that today and why people often use the excuse of, it's my genetics, and that's why I can't achieve my body composition goals. So look, I get it. I have been there myself. I have been somebody who has kind of just thought, oh, my body is this way. I was born with this body and there's nothing I can do to change it. And look, I'm not saying that genetics doesn't influence our body shape. It 100% does. It influences our height, right? Your genetics does influence your weight distribution. For example, some people are more likely to hold weight in their breasts. Some women are more likely to hold weight in their buttocks or their stomach. So totally, genetics plays a role in your body shape and where you are predisposed to have muscle or fat. Some women are naturally very slender and they just don't hold muscle very well. Some women have a lot more muscle on their frame naturally. Some women are more kind of like bigger boned. Some women have smaller bones. So body shape is definitely affected by your genetics. What I'm saying is that when it comes to, you improving your body, using genetics as the reason why it can't change is a smokescreen. Okay. And what this does is it kind of blurs for you what could actually be going on. And look, I'm also not saying that we need to conform our body to any societal standard out there at all. That's not what this is about at all. This is really going to be a mindset reframe for you. So stick with me, because while we're talking about the body right this second, what we're actually going to be dealing with today is your mindset and really what's possible for you out of transforming that today, okay? So look, you might have a genetic predisposition to have a certain body shape or hold fat certain ways. But until you have actually dealt with the nutrition variable, you actually don't know the potential of your body. I know for me, I discovered this when, I just thought that my body was a certain way. And then I realized, when I don't drink alcohol as much and I limit sugars and I eat less white flour, I actually can change my body composition. And it was a wake-up call for me. And so I want you to have that wake-up call too. All right. So until you control the nutrition variable, you really don't know what's possible for your body, for your physique, and for reaching your goals. Okay, so there's two fears that kind of underpin this, this adherence to this myth that it's your genetics, right? It's my genetics. So let's kind of break these down. The first fear that you may be dealing with is a fear of not succeeding yet again at your goals. So I'm just going to let that sink in. A fear of not succeeding yet again at your goals. It's very easy when we have not been successful at achieving something that's important to us to decide that an external circumstance is at play, right? It's much easier to blame external circumstances in our lives for the reason that we have experienced a perceived failure than it is to confront like our own role in what's happening. Okay? So what may be happening is you've actually tried a lot and quit on yourself. Okay? I'm just going to say it. All right, y'all know I'm no BS here. You know that about me. I'm no BS because BS doesn't empower you. It doesn't empower you to be the powerful woman that you are. So look, it's easier to blame an external circumstance outside of your control than it is to confront the fact that you have quit on yourself, that you have quit on your goals, that you have tried and given up when it's hard. And look, there's no shame in this. Achieving goals is hard. It is not easy. I tried to play the flute this summer because in 6th grade I played the flute, and I was like experimenting with new hobbies, like, maybe I'll pick up the flute again. And I picked it up and I played it for about 2 months, tried to practice, and I was like, this is freaking hard. And I returned the flute. Okay, you can rent a flute. And I just wasn't really enjoying it, and I didn't want to pursue it. Now, did I fail at the flute because I'm inherently bad at music? No. I quote unquote failed at the flute because I gave up on it. And look, it's okay to give up on goals that you start. It's okay to be like, this isn't important to me anymore. Like, I just didn't want to pursue becoming an expert at the flute anymore. All right, so it's okay to say, hey, this goal isn't important to me, but let's not blame it on some external circumstance or personalize it and say, like, it's something inherently within me is why my body can't change. It's not your genetics, all right? And it's easier to blame external circumstances than confront your character, to confront, hey, I'm weak in this area. It can be cognitively dissonant for you as a successful woman, right? You're somebody who's successful in your career. You're successful financially. You're successful in your relationships. So it's cognitively dissonant for you to experience not being successful at something. And so it's easier for you to say, oh, it's something external, like it's my genetics. It's something beyond my control, right? Like, it's easier for you to do that than confront, hey, this is an area of my life where I'm actually weak. I'm actually I don't have a strong mental muscle. Now, the second reason that the second fear that may be underpinning your desire or your belief that it's your genetics, and that's why your body can't change, is a fear of discomfort. All right? So look, it's uncomfortable to change our bodies. It's uncomfortable to change our habits. The only reason I don't work out the days I choose not to work out, okay, because I pretty much move my body in some way every day. Like this morning it was yoga. It's usually a walk or a run and some weights, but I try to move my body every single day. The only reason that I would not move my body is because it's uncomfortable, right? Exercise is uncomfortable. What's on the other side of a run is feeling really fabulous and amazing. So what stops me from doing the run is having to experience the discomfort of the run for 20 to 30 minutes, right? My muscles are achy and burning, and my lungs are burning, and I'm sweating and breathing hard. It's uncomfortable. Look, it's easier to blame your genetics than doing the hard work. And I'm not just talking about exercise. I'm talking the hard work of going to social situations where you're uncomfortable and not drinking alcohol. I personally experience social anxiety in different situations, and it's easier for me to just have a drink, right? So I have to confront the discomfort of going to a new social situation and not having alcohol to achieve my body comp goals. And it's easier to just be like, oh, it's my genetics. My body just can't change. And just keep drinking, right? And it's challenging to have to, think about your meals and plan your meals. You're going to eat 1,000 meals and about 700 snacks over the next year. That's 1,700 decisions to make. That's a lot of decisions. And you probably have decision fatigue, all right? So these are things that are uncomfortable, and that fear of discomfort can keep you stuck in that belief that your body can't change because of genetics. Okay, so let's start to talk about that mindset shift that you need to have in order to really become the woman that you need to be in order to experience success in your life. Okay, so number one, you need to become a woman who is gritty. All right, a gritty woman. I love the book Grit by Angela Duckworth. I highly recommend it if you haven't read it. And this book will really start to help you develop that mental muscle of grit. Grittiness is being able to stick with things when they're tough, to stick with things when they're hard. And I know that you can do hard things, right? You are a successful woman. You've experienced success in your career. You've experienced success in your finances. You've experienced success in your relationships. So I know that you already know how to be gritty. You're probably just not applying it to your body goals, to your body composition goals. You need to become a woman who perseveres. All right. So the reason we tend to quit, like the reason I quit the flute, right? Like I didn't persevere with it. If I had decided to stick with the flute and play it 30 minutes a day for the next 40 years of my life, I bet you I'd be pretty darn good at the flute when I'm 80. All right. But I just didn't have a desire to commit and stay committed to the flute and get good at it. And that's okay. But if you want to achieve a goal that's been out of reach for you, you have to become a woman who perseveres in the face of challenge. You also need to become a woman who stays curious. It's really easy to not stay like interested about what's at the source of your results or what's causing your success or not causing it. That's one of the things my clients learn. Like they learn so much about nutrition and it blows their minds. Like, wow, just last night we talked about pre-workout nutrition. We talked about the myths around intermittent fasting and dispelled those. We talked about, heart rate and why that changes when you're getting healthier, right? They're curious. They want to learn. And when you have a thirst and a hunger for knowledge and you're curious, you will experience greater success in your life. You will experience breakthrough results. It's when we stay fixed in our mindset, right? Like, so we're talking about this fixed belief today of my body can't change because of genetics. That's a very fixed way to go about the world and a way to think. It shuts off curiosity. It shuts off new solutions. It shuts off new opportunities for you to achieve your goal. So you need to become a woman who stays curious. You need to become a woman who stays committed to her vision and her goals, even when the going gets tough, right? You stay committed. The reason that most of us don't have the things that we want in life is not because of some inherent character flaw or defect. It's just because we quit too early. Just going to say it. Okay, you quit too early on yourself and you give up when the going gets tough. Whose parents said to them, when the going gets tough, the tough get going, okay? All right, like it's true. You really need to get your butt in gear, right? And you need to become a woman who doesn't equate her achievement with self-worth. So this is a really important one. Let's break it down. We talked about how you're a successful woman already in your career. You're a successful woman in your relationship. You're a successful woman with your finances. So for you to not experience success in an area of your life, it's cognitively dissonant. And it's uncomfortable to have to confront that, hey, this is an area where actually I do not experience achievement right now. And that could be uncomfortable for you because you have collapsed your achievement with self-worth. So you experience the success in your career and it makes you feel good about yourself because you have equated success and achievement with your self-worth. But the shift you really need to make is remembering the truth that your worth as a human being is inherent and unchanging. And it doesn't matter if you achieve nothing for the rest of your life as a human still has dignity. It still has worth. Okay, so you need to become a woman who separates her achievement and her failures from her worthiness. All right? Because if you have those two collapsed ongoingly, or if you have those two collapsed ongoingly, then anytime you're confronted with a situation where you may fail, you will blame it on an external circumstance because it's too uncomfortable. It's too dissonant for you. You also need to become a woman who is patient and diligent working on her goals. So look, good things in life take time. I quit the flute, all right? I'm just going to say it again. I quit the flute. I didn't have the patience for the instrument. All right? That's okay. But you have to become a woman who's patient and diligent at working at things that are important to you. I don't quit on the goals that are truly important to me. I actually discovered I really like sand volleyball, and I haven't quit on that. Right? I'm going to practice every week. I'm seeking out new opportunities to play because that is important to me, I've discovered. So if you want to achieve a goal, you have to become someone who's patient and diligent working at it. Okay, so what becomes possible for you as this type of woman? You're already successful. You're already crushing it. So we're just going to add more success and mental empowerment on top of that. And that's just going to take you to the next level, right? So what becomes possible for you as this type of woman is you become a woman who can stick with and follow through on many goals. One of the things that's amazing about using nutrition as a vehicle for transforming your mindset and how you approach the rest of your life is, one, nutrition is something you have to do every single day, right? We talked about you're going to eat 1,000 meals and 700 snacks roughly over the next year. So you have 1,700 opportunities over the next year to practice being this woman with each meal that comes across your plate, right? So you become someone who can stick with and follow through on your goals with your nutrition. That will translate into every other area of your life. If you think that you are going to work diligently at your nutrition and transform your mindset and it's not going to affect the rest of your life, you're wrong. That's the good news, all right? You transform one area of your life and it affects many areas of your life. That's the beauty of specifically focusing on one vehicle of your life to transform, because the mindset breakthroughs that are required around transforming your body composition and your nutrition will trickle over into every area of your life. You will also become the type of woman who takes on new challenges without fear of failure. You know, as a woman, you are living, especially if you are American, you are living in an opportunity of a time of unprecedented opportunity. We have so many resources at our fingertips thanks to the digital age and the internet. We have economic resources, we have education, we have so many opportunities right now to really go after our goals. And so if you can become a woman who has transformed herself and her mindset because she went after her, where she was getting stopped with her nutrition and her body, it's going to open you up to going after all these other opportunities in your life. And it's also going to give you the chance for greater success, because opportunity equals success, right? Like the reason that the oil barons of the 1800s became so rich is because they had the opportunity of drilling for oil, right? Like they were the first people who had the opportunity to drill for oil, and they had the equipment. Like they were the first ones. Their success isn't just like because they were the best, right? It's like, no, they had the opportunity. And you have opportunities now in your life that you're not taking advantage of because you're stuck in your mindset, all right? And it ultimately will lead to greater success and goal achievement in all areas of your life, right? This is something I hear from my clients over and over again. They get a raise, they get into a relationship, they buy a home, they get a promotion, they quit a job, they start a new business, because the woman they had to become to experience being successful with their nutrition and their body composition transformed them into a woman who can achieve her other goals, okay? So if this sounds like something that you want or something that you need, if you're like, this is me, Heather, I'm dealing with like all of these mindset issues, and I've also been stuck believing that my body can't change because of genetics, then I invite you to join the waitlist for my coaching program, Empower. We're going to be starting in January 2022. There's a few ways that you can join the waitlist. You can visit Instagram. If we're friends on Instagram, it's at Heather McConaughey. If we're not friends yet, then make sure to connect with me. And the link is in my bio. You can apply there. And you can also visit my website, heathermcconaughey.com/empower. And you can join the waitlist there. And look, there's no pressure to join the waitlist. You're just saying, hey, I'm interested in learning more. And so when applications open, you'll be given the first opportunity to learn more and see if it's the right solution for you. Thank you for tuning into today's episode. I absolutely loved sharing this content with you, and I will talk to you soon.